Rolling them streets or what?
Yeah, I'm just typing a report right now, but it's starting to get dark. So when the street lights come on, ain't nobody got no business.
That's what Gotham arises, huh?
And look, I done found like was it last week? I had like 23 grams of meth, gram of fentanyl. Yeah, it be going down. I'm
Dang.
building something right now. I'm building something big right now. So it's gonna we gonna see.
So are you on the side of like you more of on like Angela Valdez trying to take down Ghost now, or you like Craig and Day off of like Friday? Like which police
De-
officer are you?
What's wrong with this man?
This
de-
bitch about
hey,
dead, bro.
definitely top flight. I be wondering how they let me get a badge and gun. I'd be like, y'all just trust anybody.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. Are you
Nah,
serious?
but nah, it's more so like what I'm on right now. Just to give y'all kind of a little bit is basically there's a dope dealer. He goes by Joker and Playboy. They're brothers.
I think I know
But
them niggas. Hold on.
look, and they
No, I'm just
but
bored.
they feeding the city a bunch of meth. So I got me a CI or like a snitch, and basically she just telling me everything I need to know. So I'm gonna try to build a case and apply for a search warrant, hit the house, see if I can't find something.
Dang.
So when you say apply for a search warrant in a CI, like when you get in the CI, right? Because I'm not familiar with the police academy.
Yep.
Um, is that somebody that you got to kind of go shake down yourself, or is this
Yeah.
somebody that the company kind of allows you to get a CI on your own to kind of take down everybody that's in the city?
So in the state of Indiana, there's only a couple shall arrest, like domestic violence, OWI. Um, and so for those, so like I can find somebody who has like paraphernalia or like, a small amount of like meth or something, right? Let's say they have not even enough to get tested. Basically, you kind of flip them and say, hey, either you can go to jail tonight and I'll pick you up, or you can tell me what I want to know and you work with me. And so there's like a statute of limitation on how long you can hold like anything that you collect. So let's say I collect that, the dust of meth, I can hold that and file for a warrant on her later. So she's more willing to tell me what I need to know so she doesn't go to jail. So it's
Mm,
basically just shaking people down, bro. I mean, it sounds fucked up, but I mean, only people I fuck with is like people who got like meth. My buddy just got two kids with switches on them, so it's like, there's a lot more to get into. Like I've never written a traffic ticket ever the whole time I've been here.
that's crazy. So you really be in the field. So quick question. So like, what are some things as a actual bystander? What are some things that we should know that if the police do this to us, like we got our rights to do, boom, boom, boom. So like you know how we black men, bro. Like let's
Yeah,
just keep it all the way. Let's keep
this
it
is
real. Yeah,
it.
talk.
My biggest advice for everybody, especially our community. If you smoke weed, never have that shit in your car. Never smoke in your car. Never smell like it. There's been so many amount of people that they just for somebody who don't smoke, it smells so apparent to me.
Mm,
So if it remotely even smells like it to me, I can pull you out your car, I can detain you, I can search your whole car, I can do all this, without you even saying like you don't even have to consent to it because at this point I have it's called like the plain viewed or plain smell, the plain view doctrine. But if it's apparent to me, then I can search your car because it's readily mobile. So now it's just a huge inconvenience. Now you got to give me your name. Let's find out. Oh, you don't want to, because most people just don't understand that. So as soon as I'm like, hey, step out the car, I'm gonna search your car, and you're like, no, or why, or whatever. More times than not, we'll try to get some voluntary compliance. But after you're ordered out the car, like because I have probable cause that there's marijuana in here, that you get out or we're gonna take you out. So never drive with stuff like that. You don't have another big thing is always show your hands like on traffic stops because the threat comes from hands. So that's why we always say keep your hand on the steering wheel. It's because if they're hiding or they're doing something weird and I don't know what's going on with your hands, then that's where things get a little like on our point of view, it gets a little bit more hostile because there are videos and there's incidents where people go, oh, here's my registration and pull out a gun. So it's always, hey, my shit's over here. Is it okay if I grab it? Yeah, then you just grab it. But the threat always comes from the hands. Other than that, You always have the right to remain silent. Remember that. So if you don't want to talk or you feel like you need a lawyer, I always say that, I want, and you have to say verbatim, I want a lawyer. You can't just be like, oh yeah, maybe, maybe I want a lawyer. You say, I want a lawyer, or I don't, I don't want, I plead the fifth. I don't want to talk. And they can't question you anymore after that. Once you request for a lawyer, they can't question you anymore about anything incriminating.
So what about a breathalyzer?
That's a
What if
good.
you what if you
Breathalyzer. So
what if you
go ahead.
deny it? What if you be like, I don't want to take it? Like,
It depends on how much probable cause we have. I mean, we'll go take the blood test, and if you deny it and it finds out that you are intoxicated, then they're going to suspend your license for 2 years.
so what you're saying is the breathalyzer really doesn't matter because like
Yeah,
if you deny it, y'all gonna take us to the hospital, I guess, or
and,
wherever,
and get your blood drawn. So
and we can't say no to that.
nope.
Damn.
I got a judge that signed off on the search warrant to seize your blood. That's like a Fourth Amendment violation, or not violation, but it's part of your Fourth Amendment. That we are seizing your blood. We're seizing the person. So like if we draw blood, we apply for a search warrant for that.
Damn.
So
How long you been doing this, bro?
about 1.5 years now.
Oh man, you sound like
A professional. Like so,
like you been doing this shit, detective.
you definitely don't sound like Craig and Day Day. You sound like you took a bit of advantage over Craig and
Yeah.
Day Day.
He went from
Nah,
day to training day
hey,
in a matter of minutes.
type shit, man. Look, you
Stupid.
got to know, especially in this profession, man. Like, this is one of the only professions that like you can go to jail if you fuck something up. Like if I arrest somebody and it's a bad arrest, I can get sued personally. They can come for my money, my house, my
But
life.
but Isaiah, we all family on here. Let's just keep. Are you being recorded?
No, everything's off.
Okay, cool. Let's just keep it real, bro. As black people in America, bro, what are the odds of us taking the police to court and winning? Like let's just keep it all
It,
the way real. And I'm
you,
not trying to be rhetorical in the way I say it. It's just like what are our rights that we really have, especially when it comes to like domestic violence abuse, So say people are, we all got relationships, right? Like say
mhm.
women are starting stuff with us. Like, can you talk to us about stuff like that? What we should do as a man if people putting their hands on us or we're in a threatened environment, right? And the police are pulling up because 9 times out of 10, if you black and you're in a hostile environment, the black motherfucker is gonna be the one that go down. So can you talk to us about
Yeah,
stuff like that too?
yeah. I would say to answer your first question on what are the odds of winning, I think if you have any violation, I mean that's enough to, file them in civil court. Now, depending on how strong that the court sees it, or like where you're at, depending on if it's like a more liberal city, more like Republican city, it just depends on the case you have. So like let's say okay, here for example, when I was younger, like not younger, but when I was early in my career, I made an arrest that it was a good arrest, but I just should have cited him instead of making an actual custodial arrest. Could
Is
he have
that your
taken me to
microphone,
court?
brother?
Huh?
Is that your microphone?
Yeah, it's my radio.
Oh, okay. Tell them niggas shut up, man. Keep going on.
And I wish you see I keep playing with it. I'm like trying to turn it down, listen. But yeah, so it just depends. If you have a good case, I say go for it. I mean, if they do something illegal, then you have a good case. In remarks to it's like domestic violence, never put your hands on them. Always call the police. And when they show up, just be as calm as possible and it's compliant. That's the easiest thing because domestic violences are the most dangerous calls we go on because they're so hostile and they're so volatile. So if you are a calm person and you're compliant with us, then it's easiest for us to talk and see your side of the story, as well as we make observations. If you're calm as hell and she's turned up, or vice versa, and now it almost skews the statement. So if he's like, oh, he did this, but the whole time I'm talking to him, you're the one turned up, swinging, doing all this. I start building a narrative, and we're basically building a puzzle from everything
Mm.
that's going on. So always call. I mean, if they put their hands on you first, always call because
So
I mean
so
that's what.
Isaiah, let's keep it real though, bro. If I'm a grown ass man and the
Yep.
motherfucker come up to me and he gets to punching on me, bro. I'm not about to just say, let's stop this, and I'm about to get a
Oh,
piece of ball. Like that's not
no,
gonna
you got the so you always have the right to defend yourself, but just understand how you and here's like a word that we always use as police officers, how you articulate it, right? So let's say if like you and I are about to scuffle, it's all
okay.
about how I articulate it. So this like for me, if I was like, this person, let's say if he's tall or short, I just describe the person. I felt that I was in fear. He was making allegations and threatening statements that I thought that an attack was immediate. I could now observe that he was in a bladed stance, which is with his weight shifted to his back foot, like he was loading up for his punch, fist closed, tightening around the knuckle. He had 1,000-yard stare staring straight through me. He was blading his body, and I could see that it looked like there was an apparent attack about to happen. So I struck him first. Now, it's all about how you articulate the facts of what happened. It's a rapidly evolving situation. So it's like we don't expect people to think right away. But if I can say that, from these things, it looked like he was going to hit me. Now I have the right to defend myself. So he hit me, I hit him back, or I hit him first. Because you don't necessarily need to wait for somebody to hit you for you to defend yourself. It's
Oh,
a it's
okay.
a it's
Okay.
a
I didn't know that, bro,
totality of
because
circumstance.
I
I
got
didn't
I got one more question for you, bro.
Go
So
ahead, I'll be here all night.
um I'm a gun owner. Probably some other folks are gun owners on this, right?
Yeah.
So, bam, this scenario pops up, right? So, say, for example, I call the police, right? Because the girl's getting out of hand. She's starting to attack me or whatever. And then I call, I'm calm, cool, collected. She's acting all irate or whatever. And she comes out and says, he tried to point, he pointed a gun at me. How does that situation work? Knowing good and well, the guy did not point, I didn't point nothing at him or nothing like that happened. That's one of my biggest fears. So a girl
Right.
making some shit up like that, and now it's like, damn, the whole story done flipped.
Right. And sometimes that's where it becomes a little bit messy, like pointing a firearm at somebody. And because it's a he say, she say, so it's all about the narrative that's trying to be created, but like if there's more so like I wouldn't advise just like I wouldn't advise immediately pulling it out. I mean, you're a
Well,
gun
no,
guy,
like,
so
like say, like, no, I did not pull it out at all. Like that's a lie. But
yeah,
just because I have one, she can say, "Hey, this is why I'm acting like this."
right. And
That's
that's
scary.
one of them where it's just like, we'd have to ask more questions like, all right, what led up to it? What's like, what did the gun look like? If you know so much about it, if he pointed at you, what did it look like? Or if he pointed out, what built up to this circumstance happening. But I mean, that would just come to both statements. And me personally, I wouldn't have enough to make an arrest right there. I don't think I'd have
Okay.
enough to make a custodial arrest. I could say like he said he didn't do it. She said he did. I mean, he's a lawful abiding citizen that's carrying a weapon, which isn't illegal to do. That's that's completely fine. Like I don't see that being an issue. It's just that he says, she says, those get messy. But more times than not, if we don't have enough probable cause, then we can't make an arrest on that.
Isaiah, two quick questions.
Yeah, go
One,
ahead, brother.
what type of training do you all have to go through?
For a police officer, you
Particularly,
just go
like
through the
particularly
police
like
academy.
okay, like particularly like physical
Okay.
training. What does that look like?
Physical train. Funny enough, like other than academy, that's the only time they force workouts onto you. But I mean, Nate and KB know I'm in the gym all the time because I believe that one, how you appear is going to be the first deterrence of people.
Sure.
If you're
Oh, I see what you're
sloppy,
saying.
you're
Yeah,
fat, you're super skinny, then
yeah.
they're
They're gonna
they're
try
gonna think
you.
they can
Yeah,
take advantage of you. Second is how you speak to people. It's going to be the second deterrence. Then being able to fight. I say it all the time that, and I saw you guys when you pumped out to 60, like health is wealth, like
for
100%.
sure.
Especially in this profession, it's like there are people who will try to take my life at the end of the day, or try to fight me or run. And I'll send videos to you guys. Like I've been in multiple foot pursuits, but it's like training is imperative to my job,
With
and
a
I
slow
tell it to my
ass.
family like it is like me going clocking in. It's like going to the gym is me clocking in because if I get out of shape or I seen a dude in jail. I was watching him while I was in the jail. He was in there for an hour and a half, running back and forth, air boxing, push-ups, burpees.
Mm,
And I'm like, this motherfucker's training. So why wouldn't I be training just as hard?
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
So like those are the only real things. But like other than that, they have like a very minimum like standard to get in. Like you see a lot of fat cops, and I
Yeah.
despise them. But I mean, stand strong, stand fit. You know, I've been training like Muay Thai. I've just started doing that, so it's like training all my abilities to be able to, you know, be a police officer. And that's
Yeah.
really like the training we go through. We do like on the other note, like we'll do like driving, fucking voluntary compliance. We'll do like verbal judo is what we call it, being able to talk people around in circles, or not in circles, but talk them like I had a suicidal girl last night and I'm
Mm.
like,
Mm.
you know, what can I do to help you? Or, you know, you kind of try to figure out what we can do to kind of get that voluntary compliance.
You kind of alluded to my second question, like any
Sorry.
like any super wild stories that you can share or any scenarios that you I
Yeah.
guess
I
we would
mean,
even want to relive like any scenarios where you did feel like damn like my life is really in danger.
let's see, like in danger. Let's see. I think the scariest moments are like if I've been in foot pursuits by myself.
Mm.
I've drawn my gun on people. Like there's one foot pursuit. I mean, it ended up being nothing, but the dude was running, reaching to his waistline, and so then I ended up drawing my gun as I was running with him because I didn't know that there's a threat there. I mean, any traffic stop, those are kind of. I think it was probably my first call ever. It was probably like the most adrenaline, and it was just like this dude's like 6'4", fucking like
Mm.
250, like known to fight with police, and it was like my first time responding to a domestic. It ended up not being nothing,
Oof.
but like the adrenaline dumps you get and the adrenaline like up and down, like it's crazy. But I haven't necessarily had something that I felt like in fear. Like I'm again, and that comes from the working out. That comes from my training. Like I go shoot all the time. I talk. I try to talk as intelligent as I can. At most times, I'm talking just to keep practicing those things. But I'm sure there will be a moment, and I'll share it
Mm.
with you guys. I'll share some of
Yeah.
my pursuits with you guys as well.
Cool.
But
Appreciate that.
it's the best job ever, dude. I mean, you can go from handing stickers out to kids to fighting
Hmm.
somebody in like 2 seconds. It just happens.
Hey, do
Mm.
us a favor, Isaiah. Whenever you get a chance, send one of those foot pursuits in the
Yep.
ecosystem. One that
Mm.
you
Yep.
send me, AB. That'll be fire. Last question for you before we get to these charts and the stock market and what's going on in the world. Are you more of major pain or national security?
You said major pain or national security?
Yeah, which one are you?
National
Or
security.
white, or we get the white chicks in there as well. Which one are you?
Look, national security when he came across with that motherfucking switch and bro was in that motherfucking in the warehouse. Bro,
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember the scene when he was driving lights and sirens
Yeah.
at the little training. That's how I feel, bro. Like it's
Mm,
one thing speeding, but it's another thing like when you got the red and blues and everybody start moving, like
mm.
that shit's awesome, dude.
That's what's up, man. But hey, make sure you drop that video in the chat for us.
Yeah,
We
for sure.
like always, bro. We appreciate you. Not only just coming on to speak, you still in your gear on the job, but you in the ecosystem growing with us, man. We appreciate you, brother. But everybody,
Yeah.
man, how we feeling? How everybody doing, man? How we doing?
Feeling good, man.
Feeling
We doing
good.
good. Jay, you good? You
Yes,
straight?
sir. Ski. Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody good. Malcolm, brother Malcolm, KB, what's going on? We got Antoine on here for the first time. What's up? How we
Uh,
doing?
We good,
welcome,
family.
family,
Still in the market.
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
So how we feeling like the market kind of lining up right now? Second half.
Yeah,
Uh, just a little breather right
of our
now,
house
before we
right
continue the
now,
bull run.
huh?
Waiting for Nvidia, the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Next week, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
Niggas?
What, Wednesday?
Wednesday or Thursday, I think.
Yep. 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 Next Wednesday. And we all know, bro, we've been watching the video for years now, bro. They either run up heavy into
Hmm.
earnings and then drop, or they be consolidated for a while and then they pop. And then what we've been seeing, they pop off of earnings and then they still come back down just to kind of level out and kind of get some of those imbalances of what we've been seeing. So I mean, we call it the Super Bowl, but it's not even actually the Super Bowl. In terms of trading wise, right? For how we used to look at it, because I'm telling you, It used to be days we putting calls in on Nvidia or puts on Nvidia. It's running 200 points, 100 points, 50 points, 80 points, and then they did their stock split.
Yep.
They don't move the exact same like they
Mhm.
used to, but it's still important to hear from them, right? Because if they the center, they the foundation for this AI aggression and the how we about to transition over the next 10 years, we still need to hear from them, right? Not only is it important to hear from their earnings, about their earnings, but it's also important to hear from Jensen about the future, right? And then the expectations for where we're going, right? Are they partnering with more people, right? Are they still sold out of everything, right? Are they looking to go in this direction? Are they looking to deploy more capital into other companies, or are they looking to do more stock share buybacks, right? Are they believing more in themselves? Do they feel like they got to align with more people? So I definitely think that's always important for us. But Brother Antoine had talked about it last week. I don't know if brother can hear me. I would love him to come on and say something. But man, he was cooking. He was like, man, second half of midterm year is typically very volatile, man. He was cooking, man. What's up, brother? How we doing, man?
Hey
Hey,
man, how y'all doing?
hey, make sure you introduce yourself, man, because you the truth, dog.
Good to see you,
Hey
family.
man, I'm Antoine. How y'all doing? From Philly, as you can see, represent. Uh,
Oh, so y'all got Brian in them over
hey,
there.
go Bert. Hey, I got my season tickets. I paid for
Yes.
them yesterday. Paid for them yesterday.
What? Man,
Yeah,
that's what's up. You can do
so
that.
I'm in there for sure. But yeah, I talked about the seasonality of the market. And I'm a DoD, so I'm gonna just tell you a little bit about myself, right? So I'm Department of Defense, civilian as well as military, right? So I'm Staff Sergeant U.S. Army. Been in the Army for 15 years, and I'm also in a civilian DoD side. So I see the government on both sides of the house, both military and both civilian. I also invest in real estate and the market, of course. So I got like a lot of views on a lot of different industries when it comes to like the government side as well as the investing side. So if y'all pay attention, what tends to happen, this is really, really important for us to always remember from the government side, if you pay attention, our president will strategically at times do things in the market. And if y'all pay attention, his rhetoric is really important. And when he starts to like kind of he goes up and down when it comes to his rhetoric, meaning he'll like threaten other countries and the market will drop, and then he'll wait. The bond market will start to take off, and once the bonds get to a certain place, he'll flip the switch because he don't want the market to crash, right? So understanding seasonalities, right? You got the springtime, which is that March April time frame, very volatile, like literally every year, right? And if you pay attention, February it was we was chilling, but then we all of a sudden going to war, right? And then the oil went crazy and the market absolutely tanked. The year before that, it was tariffs on other countries, and again, it's all strategic. It's always around that March April time frame, and then the fall time is always around that late August September
Yep.
time frame,
September.
and
Yep.
it's the same cycle over and over and over again. So when we looking at the next 30 days, we got midterm elections, volatility. We got oil when it comes to this war situation. They can't figure it out for some reason. It's like ceasefire, and then it's not ceasefire. Now we threatening Iran. Now we back to being peaceful, and we cool with them. It's just all over the place. And then we got inflation and the issue with the Fed. So we got so many little things that's going to play a part into how the market moves, right? And usually that means there's a little bit of a volatile moment that will happen. I think it
Facts.
will happen over the next 2 to 3 weeks, right? You're gonna have Nvidia earnings. You got the Fed middle of September. You got this Clarity Act also the middle of September. It's a lot going on, and you got midterm elections all around that same time. It's
Facts.
going to get a little weird in the market over the next couple of weeks, but we gonna see a little bit of a dip, and then we gonna fly afterwards. So that's just my thought process from the government side and the seasonality side of it. Just putting my little 2 cents in there.
Man, that's fire, bro. That's
Oh,
fire. I think you hit it right on the head, bro. I think you hit it right on the head. Not only are we going to see some volatility, I also, me personally, I think some previous things that were heavy into the news are going to start circulating back in during times of uncertainty. He hit it on the head. Obviously, everybody knows, Antoine, I don't know if I got to tell you, but I was at an investment firm. I was at Charles Schwab for a bit, so I got my financial licenses with the company, the investment firm, and all the little stuff that I used to see kind of just on the inside of how important news impacted the market, right? And it's one thing to see the charts and the technical side, but it's another thing to see the news and how that impacts not only the fundamentals but both technical as well. So it's like my thing was when I first started learning was like not only do I want to learn the charts and not only do I want to learn the balance sheets, but I also want to learn the objectives that people are going under and people are trying to kind of manipulate and control the market with. So I definitely think we're gonna start seeing some things circulate back in the news. Did y'all see Meta?
hold
Have y'all
on real
seen
quick,
Meta?
Nate. I was gonna ask you, do y'all think that that shit is orchestrated? Because I sent y'all that picture a while ago. Like every midterm year, like there's always something. It is always a different issue every time that causes this correction. Like going back to the '60s, like it should go back to Kennedy, bro.
I think it's orchestrated, and you said this. We talked about this last time. It's like the time frame throughout the years, the market does what it does, but the reasoning is always different. The reason is always different. Last year, you remember we needed that dip from February, March, April, and it was complete hell on earth with China and Trump. All tariff, tariff, tariff. That was typically around the same time that we get the dip. This year, it's hell on earth about this oil shit. That's around the same time that the market did. So it's like, so to your point, J. Cole, I think it's orchestrated, but I think the reasoning for each year of why we go up and down, I think that's what changes. What y'all think?
It seemed almost fake to me, like because I was looking at the Bitcoin charts and I'm like, if you look at 2018, 2022, 2026, there's so much similarity. But it's like I was starting to wonder, like maybe the Bitcoin cycle is really just a midterm cycle. Like maybe it has to do more about that. And it's just so similar that it's weird to me. Like I just feel like some simulation shit.
That's actually a good perspective. I never even thought about just even on the crypto side of things, but I also see um, something we need to pay attention to. The market's been volatile, but crypto been going insane. So does that mean that are they rotating back into Bitcoin and crypto, or are they just kind of using it like Apple, right? It's a lot of capital already there, so we're gonna look at that as safety as we go through some times of uncertainty over the next couple months, right? That's why I feel like you should own everything. It ain't should I own real estate or stocks? No, or crypto? No, own all three, right? Own all three of them joints. Like we need to be exposed to everything, like especially us as retail. Like I think Joseph talked about this last week. Retail don't move the market, bro. Institutions do. We got to be able to just take the scraps of what they don't want or what they got in early and just take advantage of it, bro. Everything. That's why I think it's important to make sure we look at like BlackRock, right? When they update their holdings every quarter, Warren Buffett when he updates his holdings every quarter, all these companies, they're scheduled and they have to report everything that they own and everything that they change. But with that being said, though, what y'all think about this meta stuff, though? Mark Zuckerberg and going to trial over alleged that um, he has a platform that has got people addicted and has altered their lives forever. What do you think? What do y'all think about that?
Can I just come with my perspective? I think I think he in the doghouse. I
You think
think I
so?
think somebody I think somebody put him in the doghouse. Absolutely. Absolutely. He didn't piss off somebody. Again, this is government, man. Like this is my industry. Like when you got lawmakers coming at you like that, you're a billionaire, it's usually because you pissed somebody off. And
Yep.
they not just coming at him like in one way. They trying to figure out a way to just take him down. Like come to Capitol Hill, come sit in front of the Congress, come sit in front of the Senate, and we gonna make you look like a clown. And again, this ain't the first time they did it. They did it before. They did
Most
it a couple of
definitely.
years ago. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, I don't know. You know, I ain't that far up the chain, but I know that at some point he had to piss somebody off. The whole like social media thing, that got nothing to do with him. That has something to do with a lot of
Yeah,
other
I
people
agree.
outside of him. Like that's just a fishing hunt. Now we just playing with him now. Like that's just my opinion.
I wonder if this
Nah,
heat
I agree because
that
there's
he's catching
privacy.
now. I wonder if the heat that Zuck is catching now is kind of taking some of that heat off of Sam Altman.
Mm.
I don't know the open AI situation a whole different. That's a
Yeah, well,
whole
I was like, I know
Different
it's a little
beast.
different.
Oh,
Yeah,
different
oh my
beast.
yeah,
god.
yeah.
I mean they making Anthropic's job easy at this point. Like it's crazy.
Mm.
But I don't know.
That's a good perspective because I mean you never know who it's like somebody always gonna take the fold and it's like if ain't nobody in the media taking the fold they gonna put somebody in the media to take the fold but just what Antoine said because I know KB wants to say something. I definitely think that's what it is, right? And the reason why I definitely think somebody coming after him because you have other billionaires that they're not going after.
Mm.
You got Jensen. Why ain't they going after Jensen? Why ain't
Mm.
they going after Jeff Bezos? Why hasn't Bill Gates' name been in the news in years? Why ain't they
Great
going
point.
after them? Because I feel like with Mark Zuckerberg, and if y'all remember correctly, before Trump got in office, he wasn't fucking with Trump. But then when Trump got in office, you remember Trump made all them niggas come to the White House and bow down to him. Y'all remember that? He had Jensen there. He had Mark
Hmm.
Zuckerberg there. He had Jen. All y'all niggas gonna be here and y'all gonna watch me get this inauguration. Y'all gonna watch this shit. And then when you see what he's going through, you also see they said this a long time ago. Mark Zuckerberg is what's the word for him in the hood? He played both sides, bro. He played both sides. He plays the side of whoever's in office. And always remember this: whenever you got a motherfucker that's always playing each side, bro, that's a motherfucker you can't trust. We learned this with our friends and our homies and the girls that we done dealt with in our life. Any motherfucker that's fucking with the ops and fucking with these niggas and then fucking with you and changing up all the time, that's a motherfucker you're not gonna be able to trust, bro. Cause you ain't picked the side, bro. You got to pick a side and align with him. When Joe Biden was in office, Mark Zuckerberg was championing this nigga. We doing we doing Democrat this, we doing this, we doing this. Trump get in office, Mark Zuckerberg is all over Trump. Bro, when you have people like that, bro, we go through it now. Motherfuckers be talking behind our back, be wishy-washy. Bro, these niggas are billionaires. You never know what be getting cooked up, bro. So like Antoine said, I definitely think they going after him because I think Ian Dunlap said this a long time ago. When you a company that masses that much money and that big of a valuation, somewhere down the line you've done something morally incorrect. And I was like, He said you either done forced child labor. You done either stole some shit. You done either put some ingredients in the food that you shouldn't have done. You done evaded some taxes. You done did something to get to that point. And I feel like each company that is that big, they done did something somehow, some way. Right. And this is subjective to my opinion. They could have done something to get to that point. And I feel like with Mark, they just kind of fishing, like Antoine said. What y'all think about that?
And hey, Nate,
What's up, brother?
and I feel like this case is probably the biggest case on social media yet that we've ever even heard of.
Are you saying
Just
against social media?
yeah,
Yeah,
against social media. Like I
most
mean,
definitely.
they had the Facebook situation, whatever, but this situation seems like
Most definitely.
yeah, this situation seems like they're gonna lose. Meta's gonna lose. So right. So if they lose versus I guess whoever the defense settle not defense but whoever's suing them settles, it's two different ball games, right? So it's gonna open up a whole new loophole for other people to sue and etc.
So my thing is, I think they put him in a tough situation. I don't think he's going to lose, and the reason he's not going to lose is because they're going to force him. You either going to comply or you're going to lose. So it's a lose-lose situation, and I feel like I think he whoever he done pissed off, I think he gonna try to make that shit right. I don't know if it's gonna be today. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. It might be later, but I think he's gonna do the ultimate thing. He gonna make shit right behind closed doors, just like Sam Altman, bro. They was going that sent, bro. That shit with Elon and him, that shit was front page every day behind closed doors. Motherfuckers done shook hands and said, I fucked up. We ain't heard Elon Musk versus Sam Altman, bro, in months, bro.
We got to understand that these people don't lose. Like we got to see the
Come on,
thing. The
come
thing
on.
that we don't realize, right, is like shoot, the billionaire, like Mark Zuckerberg ain't losing nothing. He's not going to lose anything, right? He going to go through a few months of being like embarrassed. Like that's what it is, right? Like it's about the embarrassment. It's about the public embarrassment. It's not about the business losing anything. Like social media is not going to change. Like the fact that we having a conversation about Instagram, like can we talk about TikTok? Like, why are we
Mm.
not having that conversation? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about social media, even though we have like actual kids out here that's addicted. Like, to be honest, I'm a parent. I got kids. Like, that ain't Mark Zuckerberg's problem. That's me as a parent problem. Be completely honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? As a father, like, it's my responsibility to make sure my kids ain't on social media every day, all day, right? So, like, we can try to make it seem like it's a business issue. It's not. It's not. It's a fundamental parenting household issue when it comes to children, right? So, like, that's the truth.
But
But
hey, I
getting
will
back
say
to
this though, brother. I will say this though, brother Antoine. Growing up, we didn't we you are right. We didn't have social media in our face like we had today at the palm of our hands though. So I will say we did grow up a little bit different than them because
I
we
agree.
didn't have um all this BS in our way. What would you say about that?
No, like I'm gonna just give you an example, right? 2 weeks ago, I took all electronics from my son.
Okay.
No, 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 no more games. We're not playing Xbox. We not no tablet. Like we had to take it away because it was starting to get to a point where he couldn't live without it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, like as a parent, you gotta like cut the cord. You gotta cut that shit. You know what I mean? And he's cool. Like 2 weeks later, he went through some stuff. 2 weeks later, he chilling. He walking around the house doing his thing. But like as a parent, you wait, take the tablet away, take the TV away, take it away, because like you said, we wasn't raised like that. You know what I'm saying? We got the great, in my opinion, we got that great
Most definitely.
level of
Most
living
definitely.
without it, and then
Most definitely.
understanding how to live with it to where like we can go on and off with no problem. Our children can't. So you as a parent have to find that happy medium. You know what I'm saying? And in some cases, it's hard because, like you said, it's so like in front of their face all the time. And then you got peer pressure as they get older. You got their classmates and all of that. So it's a lot in there. But even in my situation, my 12-year-old, I cut it off, man. Like I had to cut it off. But just getting back to like what I was saying about Mark, like Mark ain't going, he gonna deal with some public scrutiny. He gonna have some conversations in the background and closed doors, like you were saying. He gonna fix it. It's not gonna be nobody losing publicly. It's not. They don't work like that in the United States. It don't. Not at that level. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you had the Elon situation. He was fighting publicly, but nobody care about that. And that's the thing about our society is sure we care about it right now because it's in our face, but 2 weeks down the road we don't care about what's happening with Facebook in a lawsuit. We don't.
We
That's the
don't.
truth. Like we
Real.
Yeah.
don't. We care about the next headline. You
Hmm.
know what I
Mm.
mean? So they understand that too. They didn't shape our psychological and mental psychology to where we don't even care about what happened yesterday.
They
So
gonna put
like
some sports in your face. Time for football
they
season.
gonna push another distraction in front of you and you gonna run with it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And that's
almost
how
like
I
his
look at all of
Facebook
this
thing
stuff.
is a distraction
It's
from
a distraction.
something. So it's like, what are they
Mm-hmm. Without
distracting
even
you
saying
from at
a
that point?
distraction.
Hey, that's a ball
1,000%.
house.
Then
Mm.
again, you think about it, like Antoine said, it's being on the parents. It's on the parents because
Yeah.
like there's privacy settings. I remember back in the day when we had cable, we used to have to do the little code to watch HBO or some
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
because
Look,
that
boy,
HBO
because
after
hey,
dark come on.
man, I was on there.
But yeah, I agree with Antoine. Y'all really hit everything I was about to say on the head. Another thing I was thinking, if social media is such a big problem, why ain't they come after Elon? He just bought Twitter X, and that's the most used platform for news, especially. It's
Hmm.
essentially a propaganda machine. What he bought it for.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can come after all the social, like all of the, the big tech giants. Because I was watching a podcast where somebody from Google, he was saying that when they was like creating like the Gmail, like the notification sound for your phone, it was like to grab your attention. So it's automatically every time you hear that, you grab your phone.
Mm.
So it's like they've been doing it. So to Antoine's point, Zuckerberg's pissed somebody off because they could go after anybody for kind of the same thing, but they
Exactly.
picking and choosing. So it's almost leading to, he really did do something to somebody, or Trump was like, nah, you too late. I'm gonna still kind of, show you what I could do.
Man,
Like, so why we not talking about Palantir with Alex Karp? See, this is what I'm saying. Like we see, like, because when we really start having the real conversations about like issues within like the United States and security and privacy and all of this stuff, like it's so many other people that we can talk about. That's why I say like it's fake news. Like we making it's going to be on mainstream. It's going to be on the news in the news. It's going to play for the next 30 days or so. It's going to get us through whatever volatile time we got going. It's like another distraction. And then we're going to move on to the next thing. Like, and as like investors, as men, we need to understand what's really like important
yeah.
and then what's a distraction and what like at times people playing in our face. Right. Because
Yeah.
if we really want to have a conversation, like is YouTube not? I mean, YouTube the most watched platform on a daily basis in the world. Like, but
And
Google's CEO is
our
cool.
kids on that. Mm-hmm.
Bro,
Right. Like
TikTok is
TikTok
way
is not
worse.
even an American, like TikTok not even an American company. Like, but we pick and choose when we want to fight against China. Like, so like again, like you said, Twitter, Elon literally bought Twitter to control media.
Mm.
For sure.
Like that was the reason why he bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But we don't want to. So that's why I say, man, it's fake. It ain't real.
Block out
Even when
the
they did the TikTok deal, getting it. So they buddy with Trump.
yeah. Yeah. Block out. I mean, to this point, man, just block out the noise. I want to pull up one of these charts real quick. Let me see something. Hold on. So last week, y'all can see my screen?
Yep.
So last week, do y'all remember we was talking about the Kentucky Derby, and we was talking about how white people's biggest flex is different from black people's biggest flex. I found that video. Let me know if y'all can see this really quickly. Let me let my brother CJ in real quick. And we still got like, dang, we still got people coming in. Man, y'all cooking tonight. Hold on, look at this.
What's your big
Can y'all hear this too?
financial flex?
Yeah.
What's your last name? Churchill.
Y'all can hear that?
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
hear
can
it.
hear it.
Can y'all see it too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me back up. Okay, cool. Church.
The family owns this place. That's my Bentley Continental GT. My great grandfather started $1 billion company. It affects over 50% of the human population.
We're closing in on a $4 billion transaction. My dad actually owns one of the largest peanut butter companies in the world. I also have 3 horses in the executive.
I bought 1,400 shares of Tesla when it IPO'd, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh, mind you, we missed the beginning of it. Y'all can still see it, right?
Yep.
The beginning of it was, what is your family's biggest financial flex? And then they all got to going in. So let me resume.
We studied. The match said Spain and bracelet, 180. I won't have to work until I'm set for life. My dad put $1 million in the Tesla when I was young. How much is it worth now? About 50 million.
Great grandfather started Delaware Telephone Company and eventually became Verizon. I still have the stock in Verizon.
I grew up in Brazil. Neighbor was actually my neighbor.
I have multiple $1 million mansions in Alaska.
Why Alaska?
It's the last frontier. I own one of the most prestigied golf courses in the United States. It's $1 million initiation fee. It's Blue Cut National. Dad has a Gulfstream 700. It's like 70 mil.
I serve silver cup. I drink my water and my mental.
Those have 6 Emmys and 2
Oscars.
That was 1,200.
You can wear that next year too.
I won't wear the same thing twice.
I make more than a doctor. I only have a bachelor's degree.
Mom's out playing on my phone and she has no idea.
What you spend on that?
30K a month.
My grandparents are from the Sons of India. Now I go to the best engineering college in the country. My dad, he built money out of nothing. I wouldn't be shit without my dad. He made 30 plus family members reach financial freedom. What's your big?
So, man, very interesting. Very interesting. Y'all was still able to see that video, right?
Yeah.
Something messing up. Very interesting. And the reason why I say it's very interesting is because when they asked everybody, what is your family's biggest financial flex? There was two black people. One of them said, I got a 180K diamond bracelet on. And the other black person said, one of my cousin got 2 Oscars and an Emmy. While everyone else there said, I either own shares of a Tesla, my dad started a credit card company. My dad has a peanut butter company. My dad owns and started in India. My dad came from nothing, and we spend about 30,000 a month in cash on a credit card. We own this, we own that. Why, when it comes to our community, right? We don't have anything to show for anything. Right? And obviously that was systematically done for sure. But at the same time, something simple as this, as what is your family's biggest flex? And the two black people that was on there, that is all we had to show for. I mean, it just shows you how much more that we need to do. So when you hear the conversations of InvestFest and man, we got to cancel Earn Your Leisure and we done with them and we can't believe that, they're doing this and they're doing that. Bro, Malcolm said this the other day too. When you zoom out of the algorithm of all the motherfuckers that's talking about investing when they come to black people, when you zoom out, it's not that many people that are talking about what we talk about, bro. It's only a small percentage of us. And this was a prime example of maybe their dads are trying to do something now, or maybe the kids are trying to do something now. But that is why we are so behind in the generational wealth conversation. Bro, you think buying Tesla 1,400 shares of that? When an IPO for $1 million, you think they got to 50 million over a couple years? No, that shit, bro, that's generational wealth. Why would you even sell assets to that? I would never sell. I would just take out loans against my equity, and then my kids is gonna eat off this 50 million, and then we getting loans to buy other shit. Like it's levels to this shit, bro. That's why I'm always a big advocate for us to continue to keep grinding together and sharing information with each other, right? That's why we got the ecosystem, bro. Like I want when we get older, when we retire, and our kids ask, what was your dad's biggest flex? I want them to say, man, my dad paved the way for all of our generations to come after us. And it's the shit that we doing right now. It's the conversations we having right now. Right? I think that's where it start. That's where it start. What y'all think about that video though?
The uh the the cynic in me was, I mean, I'd seen it before, but the cynic in me was like, I was waiting for one of them white folks to say their biggest flex was that their great grandfather was slave owners.
Mm.
But again, that's the cynic in me.
Nah, I mean shit. And we know how much money they made off of that.
No, for
See?
sure. Biggest wealth transfer in the history of the world.
Biggest, bro. Biggest, man. That's like I said, I think it's just levels to this shit. And that's why we always gotta just continue to stay
Yeah,
together, bro.
for sure. For sure.
Continue to stay together. So let's get to this SPX chart, man. So I'm on a daily right now. I'm gonna zoom out to the weekly here in a second. When we finally popped out of this what was that 76 range that we went and touched in June, right? And then from June all the way to as of recent in August, it took us what, June, July, August. It took us a couple months to finally break above, right? But what is this? What is this also showing? It's also showing, bro, if you buy and hold, you're gonna be okay. Right? Even if you bought at the top in June and you bought shares, right, of SPX, SPY, or if you bought some of the companies when they were at some of their highs here, it took you less than 60 days to get that break even or and above break even. Right. So I think this is just a testament of when there's noise and when the market is over with and when Trump is saying this and, Iran and more BS is going on and the Federal Reserve is talking about this and we're doing this. Bro, it's a testament that 60 days, it took 60 days for us to break above and start flying back to the upside. Right. Obviously, we had some imbalances down there. We went from July 29th and we went 5 days in a row, nonstop green. It's okay if we get a miniature pullback to come get some of these to come get some of these gaps. Right. Let me see. Pull this up. Yep. Come get some of these gaps. And so when you look at the high and what we coming down to, we're just on the gap. It's only look at the percentage, bro. 2%, bro. 200 points. 200 points down, that's when we get the gap. We can go lower for sure, but I'm just talking about when the imbalances created itself and we popped over, bro, 2%. And I'm going to tell you this, if you're new to investing, if you're new on here, if you can't survive a 2% pullback, man, you ain't going to survive a 50% pullback. You ain't going to survive a 30% pullback. You ain't gonna survive a 40% pullback. You ain't gonna survive when the markets are just doing nothing but bleeding for days and days and weeks, bro. So, like always, we always talk about just the future projection of not only where the market is going, but where the world is going. The world cannot continue to grow and evolve without tech, without the stock market. We can't grow as fast and as big as some of these CEOs and Trump wants us to grow without the market. So buy time on your plays if you buying plays. Wait till companies pull back 20, 30, 40, 50% off their highs. Buy shares. Just accumulate as much assets as possible. Buy them on a deep discount, bro. And make sure you buying quality, right? That's what we stick with, right? The three B's. Buy time, right? Buy on a deep ass discount and buy quality, bro. If you buying quality shit that's actually controlling the world and moving the world and moving the needle, you gonna be all right, bro. You're gonna be all right. Simplify the game and just make it easy on y'all. Anybody want to see anything on the SPX? Okay, going once, going twice. Any stocks anybody want to see? I get to this.
Yeah, have a look at Apple, brother.
Say less. I'm gonna look at Apple. Look at Bitcoin real quick, though. Look at Bitcoin real quick. Let me zoom out to this weekly real quick. And y'all know me, I like to clean my chart off when we start. So when we come on here, it's not too messy, too dirty. So look at this. Look at Bitcoin on the weekly right here. This is in the past 3 or 4 days. Like, like, okay, I want to make sure we get this number right. This green line that we've had marked off for a while now. This is at 63, 62,000. I remember Ian said the markets is going to fall to 63,000. And that's another place to accumulate some more Bitcoin. And I remember we had this marked off a while ago. What is this? This is 2024. And then this year, February. So in February, we've been having this marked off for a while, right? This bottom of this is at 62,000. In 3 or 4 days, we've gone from 62,000 to 75,000 right now overnight. That's a 13,000 move. Let me see percentage wise. That's a $13,000 move. A 20% move in 4 days on Bitcoin. Hmm. Pretty ironic that this is happening during a midterm election year when the markets actually have been falling. All right, and let me put these side by side real quick. I want to tell on you. Let's see something real quick. So on both weeklies, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Both weeklies over this past week, look what Bitcoin has done, and over this past week, look what SPX has done. Hmm. Do y'all think there could be some rotation happening into crypto? What do y'all think? I know J. Cole, the
100%.
Bitcoin advocate. What you think too, brother?
Yeah, I definitely think so. It looks like it to me.
And then when you look at this downtrend that we've been in since October of 2025, this downtrend, we finally broke it this week. Hmm. We finally broke it this week. What y'all think? You think it's time?
It's hard to say, like, looking at the charts, I mean, we break through like that 80,000 over there. I think it's off and running damn near, but cycle wise, it's a little early. But I mean, you can never really time a perfect bottom, so it could have just came a little early, you know. So I was looking at October, but I mean, it's better to react than predict.
Right. And I think that's why J. Cole said a long time ago, it's like, while this is falling down, you don't know when it's gonna pop back up. You don't know when it's gonna go on a run. Like I just said, on Monday, it was at 62,000. Thursday, it's at 75,000. So if you've been saying I'm gonna wait till you get to 20,000 or 30,000, bro, you done missed out on a $13,000 run right here when it comes to points. Obviously, Bitcoin moving 13,000. Um, you done missed out on that, and you don't know when it's gonna go back to the upside, right? I think that's why it's important for us to zoom out and look from a long-term perspective, bro. That's why it's important for us to look from a long-term perspective because if we thinking long-term, we're not even thinking about how it's performing over the next 48 hours, right? We're not thinking about how it's going to perform over the next week, right? Over the next 2 weeks, over the next month even, right? If we think long-term, what does this look like 5 years from today? And I think all of us kind of know, right? Or got a good gist. 5 years from today, it was 2026. It'll be 2031. Do you think Bitcoin will be low 75,000? Or do you think it would be higher than 75,000? What do y'all think?
It's about the end of the year.
No, in the next 5 years.
Oh, easily higher.
Easily higher.
Yeah, easy.
Way higher.
Way higher, right? Way,
Yeah, way higher.
way higher, right? So if we know that, I mean, if we think from a long-term perspective, bro, we're gonna be okay, right? I think that's why it's important to make sure we also looking at the stocks and KB said you want to look at Apple, the platforms and the stocks that are Bitcoin proxies, right? That are affiliated when it comes to when crypto is running like that, what stocks can we own and be a part of while it's doing what it do, right? Let me see.
Base.
And can I spit out some Bitcoin facts real
All right,
quick?
hey,
I just
talk
want
to us, Antoine. Talk to us, brother.
All right, so historically, if you do the math, I'm an analytical finance major. I'm a numbers guy, so I do a lot of research, right, when it comes to historical patterns, right? So historically, the bottom of Bitcoin is supposed to be in October, November timeframe.
Mm,
That's historically, if you go through the halving season and you do the math of when it bottoms due to the halving process, it's supposed to bottom around October, November, right? Which is interesting because the pop in Bitcoin had a lot to do with the president. If y'all knew the news, the president had a like a summit where he was talking about the Clarity Act this week. So over the
hmm
last couple of days, he's been talking about like lawmakers passing the Clarity Act, which led to the Bitcoin kind of taking off. And Clarity Act is basically something that's going to be voted on in September, and it's supposed to be regulatory bill that helps the crypto industry, right? So he's trying to get it passed, and he's kind of like telling people, "Hey, I need y'all to pass this. I need y'all to pass this." Right now, it's only a 19% chance that it's going to pass due to when you have midterm elections and you got a lot of people that's willing to just not vote on something because it's your presidency and they don't like you. That's the issue. So because he understands that you have a lot of people on the other side that don't want him to be successful, they're willing to not pass something even though it makes sense for the United States. He's trying to like lobby right now. So what you see the pop is because of the lobbying. The tricky part is if you pay attention last year, when did Bitcoin fall? Like when was the huge Armageddon? Like, do we remember when that happened last year? What month was it?
September. I'm trying to think. What September, October? What happened?
We
I think it
topped like
was
what
around
October.
August.
We topped like October 5th, I want to
It
say.
was
So then,
it was the first week or two of October.
Yep.
Right.
yeah,
We gotta like I'm telling y'all, you gotta be extremely mindful of how like a lot of this stuff be kind of like it's kind of timing wise. It's so interesting to me how we passed over 70 this week. And Trump was talking about it, right? So I'm not sure if this is legit or if this is a hey, I'm gonna publicly try to lobby something. My friends is gonna get into it. We're gonna make a lot of money and then we're gonna fall off a cliff. The likelihood is like what Nate was saying. I think you buy Bitcoin anything under 60,000, you buy it and you just continue to just buy it under 60K. You can't time it. You just gotta buy at the low prices and just let it rock. But do I trust that it's gonna go over 80, 90, 100? Right now, I don't. I think that there's a possibility that there is a liquidation period after this vote, where we could possibly see, per the mathematical history of the halving season, that the next drop will be the last drop, and that'll be the drop that it'll hit under like 55 to 50K, and that to me would be the buy-in price. If you could load the boat, you load the boat around that $55,000 to $50,000. If Bitcoin were to drop that far down.
I meant to mention that the Clarity Act situation because I watched that interview with Trump, and I was at what you said. Like, if that doesn't pass, that's like this. So that from that we typically get,
Hold on, brother J.
and
Cole. You
I can
breaking
see
up.
that playing out though. You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
No, I was saying I actually watched that interview with Trump, and when he was talking about the Clarity Act, and I was thinking like maybe this is like a bull flag, and then say that Clarity Act doesn't pass, I could just kind of how Antoine said, I could see that kind of being the exact reason that they give this time that we get that October bottom. It would make a lot of sense because it's like I said, it's like Bitcoin is damn near like he hit on the nail with the halving cycle. It's like always, you know. When the high comes, the bottom is damn near almost exactly a year later. So we top like October 5th or so. So I
Yep, right
mean,
here.
I wouldn't be shocked if it happens exactly like that. But like I said, it's no point trying to time a perfect bottom. Like honestly, you start buying in the second half of that cycle year of that in a midterm year, you start buying like July 1st and you start DCAing.
Yeah.
If you've been doing that since the beginning, you're gonna win every cycle.
Yep. I love that because Bitcoin and what the brothers are saying for everybody that's new on here, crypto is more about the cycles that they go under rather than just the fundamentals of a balance sheet what stocks go under, right? And so what he just said, that was powerful. Winning the cycle, right? Winning the cycle and understanding where we are on the cycle. That's really important, especially if you want that exposure, not only to Bitcoin, but crypto in general, right? Because if you can win the cycle and when to know when to buy, like I think that's amazing, right? So like DCAing on the second half of the bottom of the cycle or the end of the cycle probably would be right the best time to buy, right? What would y'all say, fellas?
Most definitely based on at least past cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and you got to pay
Yeah.
attention to fixed income like treasuries as well.
Q3.
So that was a big part of it.
Bitcoin popping off.
It's
You
t-
know, the treasuries, that they've been pretty high, and then the government announced that they're going to buy back treasuries at a lower price, which means the bond prices are going to be higher, the yields is going to be lower. So if we're getting lower yields, then people are going to buy into things like Bitcoin. And so we've seen it pop. And with treasury yields being high before, that meant that people didn't have confidence in Bitcoin. And so they were shorting Bitcoin. And so when you have people shorting Bitcoin, with the yields going down, people are going to buy into Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up. Those short positions, you get people getting out, get people getting closed out, forced out, which is going to make Bitcoin pop even more because you have a lot more buyers in the market than sellers.
Yeah, and
yeah,
and you got
they
a
said
lot
three
of
billion got
over
liquidated.
leverage too on Bitcoin too. So I think that was a big play in it too. What was you saying, Jacob?
They said it was over like 3 billion in liquidations.
Yeah.
Yep, and a lot of them were forced outs, close outs.
Right. And you got to think Tyrese obviously at JP Morgan, right? So he's seeing, the insides of not only Bitcoin itself, but just how money's moving in general, right? With him based out in that Chicago office, he's seeing everything, right? And I'm looking at this chart right now. I'm looking at this. You said October. Look at this around October of 2020. Around this area, we consolidated, we chill, we pop insane, right? We come back down. Look at this. What week is this? October 31st again. We chill down. We pop again. We consolidate and chill again. Look at the month down there. October again. We pop again. We consolidate again. We chill again. Look at this month. October. We break out of there again. Hmm. And then this year, instead of us going consolidating in October and popping 2025, we consolidated and failed in October. Now we're creeping up on October again. To brothers Antoine's point, when you look at the chart pattern that I'm seeing a classic head and shoulders, right? Because until we break above this $82,000 range, technically we still in a downtrend, right? We're still in the formation of a head and shoulders that can lead us back to the downside, right? So we can chill in this area all we want until we break above. And what's crazy is if you got your indicators and your EMAs up, where is this shoulder sitting when it comes to MAs? So
At the
not only
400
so we got the what is that? The
orange
450
line.
day and 100 day. Yep,
Hey,
50. What's up, brother?
can you pull up the 200 week?
200 week. Let me see. Let me see real quick. The 200-day week. Is that what you're asking?
The 200 week. Let's see if you can find that on there. It should be on there.
It's around 68K.
The 200 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a key. That's a key level with Bitcoin.
Hold on. I just wanted this. There we go. Hold on, that ain't it. I just want to dance. I just want to dance. Is that what you got on your chart, Jacob?
Nah, I don't look like that.
Hold on. 200 week. Is it the SMA? Hold on. Oh, that's the heat map. I'm bugging. Oh, I get rid of this. I see it though. Remove. There we go. But yeah, so what I'm also seeing with Bitcoin itself is like just had it on there. What I'm also seeing with Bitcoin itself is like we also talked about last time when risk is on, risk is on. But when it's off, it's off. So in an environment of where we at right now, I don't know if this is the time for risk to be on. So to Antoine's point too, it's like it could be some trickery that could be loading over the next couple weeks, especially during the time frame of where we're at in the year, right? August, September, October, November, midterms in November, and we don't know what's about to happen. I don't know why my shit not coming on here. Yeah, I'll just look at it in a minute. But yeah, bro, I'm also I don't know if this is the time for Rich to be back on, right? And I'm not sure if we broke that tandem yet of where if stocks fall, now Bitcoin is the only safety or the biggest safety, right? And if we not at that point yet, this is something that we need to look for, right? We need to look to see if we can break out of this area and if it's time for Bitcoin to go. Right? Me personally, I think Anton and J. Cole got a point. Trump talking about crypto this week, talking about Bitcoin this week, right? A $12,000 move from 63,000 to 65,000. That's a lot of money when it looks at retail. When you look at institutions and motherfuckers that's actually controlling the money, that's not a lot of money to them to move that market, bro. Right? So I don't know. We're gonna see, but mind you, this is in the past 3 or 4 days. This is in the past 3 or 4 days. So let's definitely watch that. I'm gonna try to get the indicator on here. Let me look at this Apple real quick though. I just want to dance. I just want to dance. So, let's see here. Apple. So the market pulling SPX up here on a daily. So in the past 4 days, SPX been getting hammered. 78,000 down to 76,000. Over the past couple days, Apple has been 333, was that Monday, to 310. About a 20-point drop. But when you look at it from a larger perspective, this is not that big of a drop off. Right. And I think KB talked about it earlier. He was like, man, maybe they might be consolidating into Apple when the market is just dropping 200, 300 points. Right. So down 200 points, man, Apple being down, what, 20 points? What is that? Yep. Let me see if that's right. Monday. Oh, I'm bugging. This is the weekly, bro. Let me chill. There we go. Okay, cool. So, yep. So they actually been consolidated while SPX been falling. Right? So if they've been falling, SPX been falling, and Apple kind of been chill, it looks like Apple might be that safety that investors are trying to flee towards. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I think, for all the heat they've taken for not being aggressive on the flip side, I mean, they still have. I mean, in terms of AI, I mean, they haven't done a whole lot of spending, and it feels like that narrative is starting to shift and they actually start to work in their benefit because they haven't spent a ton like Google and a bunch of these other companies have.
They have, right? Yeah, I'm seeing that too. That's why, not only with Apple as well, I think another one that we should look at. I know KB wanted to see the Apple. We just broke that down. Another one we should look at is Google, right? Google is another one that I feel like over the next couple years, next 5 years, next 10 years, I think they're gonna be straight, right? I think they're gonna be good. I think right now they had a lot of imbalances, right? Going to the upside and then consolidating, coming down, coming to get some of those EMAs, coming to level out, right? But I definitely think Google's gonna be good over the next couple of years too. So a lot of the what I'm really saying is a lot of the companies that already have a lot of money piled into them, it doesn't mean that they're invincible, right? But when it comes to safety and when it comes to the trajectory of where they're headed, Those are the ones that I'm usually gonna bet with rather than buying some penny stocks, right? Buying some stocks that haven't really um confirmed that they're here to stay, right? We know Google's here to stay. They beat the test of time. We know Apple's here to stay. We know SBX is here to stay. We know Nvidia's here to stay, right? Even some of your newer companies, they still got some stuff that they got to work out, like your Palantirs, even like your Robin Hoods. They're still on the newer side, but those are companies that we should definitely look at as well. Let's look at Netflix, and we're gonna look at one more stock, and then we're gonna get off here. We've been on here for a while. Had a great conversation. So, Netflix, Netflix, Netflix. Man. So not only did we get a good buy on Robinhood in the 60s, we look like we also got a good buy on Netflix. Right. And if you ain't got a Netflix yet, this is still a good man, it's still a good time to buy. Still a good time to buy. Right? Look at how far they've dropped. Right? All the way up from $133 all the way down to $65, and now they back at 80 overnight. $80. So if you believe in Netflix and you believe that, they're not going nowhere, this is still a company that I'm trying to accumulate shares in at this point. Still at this point in time, right now. If you got $80 to your name, you can grab shares of Netflix. If you got $80 to your name, you can grab shares of Netflix. If you don't got $80 to your name, I shouldn't even show you this, but NFLU, it might even show it. I hope they don't show it. So there are three symbols in other markets. Yep, there you go. So NFLU is the 2 times leverage of Netflix. Same exact chart, and y'all can find this for other companies as well that we talked about. Same exact chart, right? Look how far that thing came down from 133. Same exact chart, but it's the 2 times leverage. So if you don't got $80, I know you got $19. I know you got $20, right? And that high on the 2 times leverage is around $73. And we sitting currently at $20. Just Netflix going up half 20 to $40, you're seeing 100% return on your money, right? Me personally, I would just encourage you just to buy the stock for $80. If you got $80, buy shares of that, hold it. Hold it for 10 years, just accumulate as many shares as possible. But if you do want to have a little bit more exposure, you can definitely grab those NFLU shares as well. And right, Meta got this as well. Amazon got theirs. I'm gonna drop those in the chat a little bit later. Um, but yeah, and then we got Dram too. We
Yeah,
gotta
I was
make
about to ask if we could do drawing.
gotta look at memory.
What y'all think about that photonics ETF too?
The one that
Is
I
that
think Ted
EUV?
talked about
Troy brought it up.
the EUV.
I think it's
Yeah,
L
yeah. Troy was light, and
LYTE or
yeah,
something.
yeah, and
Yeah,
EM
yeah, yeah.
was
So what's
EUV.
crazy is Tev had talked to he had pointed that out, I think about a month ago. He was like, yo, what do y'all think about the photonics ETF? I love it, bro. Is it their time right now? I don't know. Right? I don't know because one thing about photonics we done seen as much as they move to the upside, when them
Yeah,
joints
we
go
took it
down,
down.
man, they go down, bro. They go down fast too. So look at
Drum
the
is super choppy.
Drum, man. Drum is chilling, bro. Drum is super chilling. Another thing about Drum, if you don't know this, you should know. Drum is the ETF of the memory ETF that tracks a lot of the big memory companies that are out here, right? Led by, I think it's MU, SK Hynix, and Samsung, right? The reason why this is important to know, and I want to point this out, is because just because stocks have imbalances, right, that they go fill, it doesn't mean that all ETFs are created equal and they get filled as well, right? That doesn't mean that, bro. It doesn't mean that because ETFs are predicated on what? The stocks that are inside them. So ETFs don't trade like they're on their own. They trade based off of the companies that they hold, right? And if you know this, this is really important because you could be looking at DRAM ETF. Oh, it got some imbalances to the downside. It can go down there and fill some of these gaps down here. But if Micron, SanDisk, and a lot of these companies are pushing to the upside, it's not going to guarantee you that the ETF is going to come down and get some of these imbalances. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So right now, overnight, and I'm glad TradingView just added this in. They added this feature in where they got a overnight mechanism in, and I hope you guys know why they added this in. They're preparing our minds already to be trading overnight. Right now, DRAM closed at $57. Right now, it's showing you the overnight price on TradingView. Guys, this has never really happened before. They've never allowed you to trade overnight on TradingView unless you're doing futures or unless you might be doing forex. But when it comes to stocks, they ain't never allowed that, bro. They are gearing up to allow us to trade 24/7 over these next couple years, bro. It's gonna come. I promise you, it's gonna come. Overnight, right now, DRAM is up $2 overnight. So from where they are today and where it looks like the market could be headed, they could be headed back to the upside, right? That's why I think we in DRAM leaps till 2027. And I feel like we should grab more, right? I think we should grab more, obviously on a better discount if it fall a little bit more. But I definitely believe in DRAM and believe in memory. What y'all think about that? And then I
Yeah, no,
think,
I'm with you.
yeah,
100%. You got to know the prices you want to buy these assets at, and that's the key. Is doing the research ahead of time and being prepared to execute when those times come. Because, like you said, drum moves so up and down. Like it's going to be volatile.
yeah,
It's going to move 6% up one day, and it's going to move 7% down the next day. Like you got to
yeah,
be ready to go when it comes to some of these ETFs and some of these stocks. So be ready because it's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. We're going to see a push down, and when that happens, you got to be ready to execute. So leap
quickly too,
options,
quickly too.
like long term, accumulate the shares, look at these price levels, and be ready to go. So that's my recommendation. And then lastly, for me, it's market sentiment. You got to understand sentiment. So the reason why, like, if we pay attention, Microsoft was down for a long time, and a lot of times, like Microsoft's a great company. We wonder why is it down so much. Same thing with Netflix. Like, why is Netflix down so much? Netflix, one of the best streaming services in the world, is sentiment. Meta is down, and it's going to be down for a while. Sentiment, right? You got to understand sentiment. AI spend. No one likes the investors don't like AI spend no more. We loved it in the beginning, but they don't like it no more. So when these earnings calls and Google say I'm putting out 200 billion, the stock drops. Even though Google is a great company, it's the fact that they're spending so much money, the
Yep,
stock automatically drops. So
yep,
understanding the reasons why stocks move will help you significantly when it comes to some of these like opportunities when they come. Right? Nvidia is about to hit earnings, and it's not going to be about how much money Nvidia makes. That's not the reason why the stock is going to move up or down. It's not going to be based on that. We lost that 2 years ago. So always be mindful of the stocks that you like, the reasons why they move up and down, and being ready to go when those opportunities come.
that's a great word, Antoine. Man, we appreciate you, brother. That shout out to that black man, that king right there, coming on first call, dropping gems, man. That's amazing. With that being said, man, I know it's late on the East Coast. What is it? Almost 10:30 over there? It's 9 over here, so down south, I'm in Texas. So, man, y'all get some rest, man. We got one more trading day of the week. Um, we in the chat, bro. You need anything, reach out. Hit up everybody. Antoine's definitely a good source, man. Obviously, I can see he coming in, man. Reach out to him, man. Say what's up to him. Introduce yourself to him. With that being said, we 2 weeks from InvestFest. Right now we in a perspective of what can we create from InvestFest. Right. Last year we left InvestFest. We was all cooking up ideas, cooking up. The ecosystem popped from cooking up ideas out of InvestFest. So I'm eager to see where not only my imagination goes, but where y'all imagination go too. What can y'all build? What can you push? What can you grow? What are you trying to develop? What are you trying to perfect before next InvestFest next year? And obviously before November when we do our ecosystem meetup in Dallas, right? So I'm gonna drop more dates on that. I'm gonna drop more information. Like I said, I'm paying for the Airbnb, the mansion. All you need to pay for is just your flight. I'm gonna have food catered towards us. We just gonna be in one big ass crib downtown Dallas, Texas, and we just gonna have a ball, bro. We gonna have a good time. We gonna get to link up. We gonna kick it. I don't think we should be waiting annually to see each other, right? I don't think we should wait
Word.
each year of each August to see each other. I think we should definitely link up before then. I'm definitely gonna be in Philly at them games, dog. Make sure, when y'all come down to Dallas, y'all ready, dog. Make sure y'all ready when y'all come down here, man. We cooking up something down here too. Kyrie's he's assembling some stuff he's doing the right things down here, bro. He's getting everybody in the gym. A lot of changes. No Jason Kidd no more. No Nico. Remember the beginning of the season last year, bro. We was going through the Jason Kidd stuff, Nico. We was going through the Anthony Davis trade, the Luca trade. All that stuff is gone now. So Kyrie Irving he's in the city, bro. He's driving around on bikes. He's riding around. He's on video games. He's twitching. He's streaming. And him and Dusty May, the head coach of Michigan, who just won the college championship this past year. They've been on the same page, man. They've been on the same page. So they cooking up, man. We're gonna see what Cooper Flag do this year too, man. Year two for the young Bulls. So 19 years old. And we gonna see what him and VJ do this year against each other, bro. VJ
Mhm.
is in Philly, man. We're gonna see what they do. So
Who's
y'all
the coach in Dallas now?
Dusty May from
Oh, he is the coach. Okay, 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 okay,
he's the
okay.
coach now from Michigan
Okay,
last year.
I don't think I realized he left Michigan. Okay.
Yep, he left and he got the job down here in Dallas. So we gonna
Wow.
see what they do, man. And we just gonna go from there, man. Like always, I'm proud of y'all, bro. I love y'all, man. And let's continue to
Oh,
grow
hold on,
together.
hold on, hold on, hold on. What's the announcement?
Oh no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I
Oh, see
did it
that,
next
man.
week.
That's the second time this
Just
week,
know, just
man.
know. We tapped into LA, man. We locked in, bro. We locked in.
Mm,
I think I told Antoine and who was on did the little quick live. It was Antoine and can't remember who was on there, but we talked about it a little bit, bro. I got a very important cousin, in the media, right?
mm.
And about to make sure they take care of us, and everybody in
So,
the yeah, so I think.
okay.
Do you remember we talking about that on Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what
You
you're
remember?
talking about.
Yeah, he know he was on a little live. We did a quick little live in the middle.
Okay.
So I'm gonna announce it officially by next week. But just know in LA, everybody in the ecosystem, everybody getting taken care of, bro. Just have your shit together, bro. Have your business
Yeah.
together, have your real estate together, have your paperwork together. We going to the moon.
Love it.
Yes, sir. All right, brothers. Hey, y'all be safe, man. And we talk soon, all right?
All right, y'all be safe.
Family.
Yeah, y'all boys have a
Appreciate
good
y'all, man.
night, man.
Love
All right.
family.